Hi everyone, welcome to Third Coast Gaming Radio. Today is April 5th, 2021. We are on episode 24. I'm joined by my co-host Austin Taylor.
Yes, 'tis I.
Yes, we are here. I'm putting this link into Discord, and I'm sending it to you, Austin. Because every week I like to get you on the show and be like, I want you to tell me, God damn it, Travis.
You want to get me to cuss you out as quickly as possible, apparently.
Exactly. Let me read you the description on this this Garris body pillowcase that BioWare themselves are selling. $35. You know, printed on both sides is Garris lying on back or Garris lying on side. Drift into sweet dreams with your Tyrian bad boy. Catch some Z's with Garrus Vicarian when you put this cover on your body pillow. One side lets you meet his gaze as he lies on his back with his head on his hands. The other side has him curled up on his side for when you want to spoon. Alright, I'm not going to read the other one. Those calibrations can wait. Let's sleep in. Alright, that's it for the Mass Effect body pillow check-in this week.
Yeah, I mean, people have been horny for this bird fascist for the better part of a decade at this point. So this is really just the natural conclusion, right? Yep. I quite frankly think it's smart for BioWare to sort of start courting this market.
Especially
now they have an official merch store.
Yeah. When I was looking up Garrus space pillow, because someone sent it to me on my Giant Bomb news group. There's just a shirtless Garrus throw pillow on. I don't know what Redbubble is, but you can buy it.
Yes, Redbubble's like an independent sort of. It's a storefront for independent creators of things sort of tactile things. Like Redbubble is where I have a set of D&D miniature risers that you can use to show elevation in combat that I have saved for when I can actually get those.
Oh, cool.
So that's the kind of stuff you can buy at Redbubble, including horny pillows.
Nice, including horny pillows. Kind of into this N7 backpack. See, if I was in high school, if this was the year 2010, 2011, I would probably wear a Mass Effect backpack, but you know, I haven't given a shit about that series in 10 years, but a lot of people care about it because they want body pillows. Yep.
Well, I mean, yeah, Mass Effect is a thing that people still really like. I wonder what the discourse around it is going to be once that Legendary Edition comes out, if we'll have at all sort of changed the general public perception of it, but I highly doubt it. And
I'm pretty excited to play that. That's probably the most I've thought about Mass Effect is that. Playing at least the first game. Don't know if I'll get past it. But what's this other thing? Oh yeah, do you want to watch half of this trailer with me, Austin? I want to. I loaded up Fortnite, and they do the thing where they'll throw a story cinematic at you before you start, and this trailer is it's kind of going along, and then it hit a point, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching, Austin? And it was pretty great. What point would it be? Here it is. When you have this loaded up, I would go to 45 seconds. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen this trailer.
Oh, you did? Did we watch this on the stream one time?
No, but this trailer came out early March.
Oh, it did? Okay, well, there's an alien that shows up, and Sarah Connor shoots the alien, and then a bunch of Terminators are shooting at her.
Yeah, it's it's Fortnite advertising every license it's gotten the opportunity to play with.
And it's the funniest thing I've seen. And then their cat thing punches the Predator, and
Ryu murders a banana.
Yeah, and then Master Chief is shooting guns next to the fish dude. And it all happens in 30 seconds. I'm like, my brain just melted. Is what happens. I think this is coinciding with like a bunch of dinosaurs woke up too on the island or something. I don't know. I messed around with it for a bit, and they had this like they had this night mode where there's a bunch of fog on the map, and you were like running around with a bunch of like. There's only 4 weapons, and they're all silenced. It's pretty neat. And then I died because it's Fortnite. That's what happens. Is people shoot you, and they're like, oh, "Okay, that's the match."
Yeah, it's still a battle royale.
Yeah. They have their like regular team deathmatch thing, but it's not as good. It's not as fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I see all this Fortnite stuff, and the really cynical part of me is like, why does anyone care about this? But then like not even 2 days ago, like a writer at Respawn was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be putting in a lot of Titanfall stuff in the next season of Apex Legends, and I'm immediately just sort of frustrated because now I have to re-download Apex Legends. Like, I get why people care about this sort of thing, but Fortnite has never worked for me in that way.
It's a bummer. I think that game's really cool. I will probably continue to be thinking about it and not playing it because Battle Royales just like don't do it for me. Which I mean,
they're so exhausting.
Yeah, they're rough sometimes. Like there's some Battle Royale light modes that we'll get into when we're talking about like Call of Duty Cold War that I thought were really interesting that use like the Warzone engine.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, and I remember like being semi-interested in like GTA Online sort of Battle Royale-esque thing where you were like in a squad of 4 people and there's like only 16 players.
Yeah, I played that one for a while. Probably a day or two with some friends. It wasn't too bad. Where you get a bunch of vehicles and there's only 16 players. I think that's a fun way to do it too, where you lower the player count. It's a little more. So okay, I'll just get into it. So the thing Cold War does is you have the big map, and what it does is it has 3 capture points that are rotating on the map, and then you have like I think it was 7 teams of 4. Who y'all parachute in the beginning out of the helicopter or the plane or whatever. You get on the island, and when you die, you can either spawn on a ally who is not in combat, or you can just parachute close by. So that match I played lasted about 20 minutes, and it was just us respawning, trying to hold points and stuff. And I think that was like working out pretty well, where I was like, in my mind for a while I was thinking, okay, I really like Battlefield and I kind of like Battle Royales, but I want to respawn. I've always been thinking about how do you combine those two to make an experience that's like a little more fun, but you're still getting the like, oh, that was a close call, or those small team squads where it's like 4-on-4 and stuff. So that's what I was thinking about a lot with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Battle Royale thoughts, and and they're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. Like, I could, like, if I can't play these solo, but if I was playing with a group of, like, a full squad, like, I was having a good time when those were going around. Let's see. Yo, speaking of fucking crazy shit. Okay, apparently the Tencent-owned studio behind Call of Duty Mobile, they earned $10 billion in 2020. I continue to not understand the mobile market, but also, like, everyone has a phone, and it's a free game with microtransactions, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Like, it's a recognizable brand. It is probably the gaming platform with the, like, farthest reach.
Yeah.
You know, like, and selling itself to a like an audience. Like, you know, we look at the mobile market with America, and like it's pretty big. Like, the American mobile market is pretty huge, but like we always, I think, constantly underestimate the size of the mobile market in countries like China and Japan.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna get a gonna get a calculator and look at the reported sales of. Let's see. If I take GTA 5, and I'll just do a full price. Apparently it sold 140 million copies, which is I did that wrong. Let's see. How do I clear this? 140 123 123. Yeah, 140 million. They've made about 8 billion. Maybe take that down to like 7 billion from when you buy it on sale and stuff. I don't know exactly where these numbers are coming from, but that's about the same as whereas GTA 5 has been out for, like fucking 10 years, 9 years.
Approaching
8 years.
8.
Yeah. Whereas this game's been out for like 13. A year. Did you play? Did you try that at all? That game's interesting.
What, a mobile
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty?
Yeah, I remember playing it when it came out. It was
absolutely not.
It has like an auto shoot mode where you would just line up the reticle and your gun would just start shooting, and you had basically like pinpoint accuracy. It was interesting. It was like a weird low res, Call of Duty where you like, I don't know. It was a game. Yeah. The other thing I have on here is, as April Fool's happens every year, a bunch of companies will put out fake video game trailers or fake products. Some of them will make them and be like, "Oh, hey, we're so funny. This was a fake April Fool's thing, and now it's not." But how about this Dragon Quest one is really funny, where you're just walking your slimes as a corporate businessman. Pretty into this one. This trailer's kind of funny.
It's a long list.
Yeah, there's a couple things in here. I was just gonna poke through and look at a couple of them. Valheim was like, "Hey, you can just play as a deer now." Crypto the Necro Dancer was like, "Hey, what if here's some cat art from Crypto the Neko Dancer," which Neko is like a cat.
What if you could be cats?
What if you could be cat? I don't know what that is. Deathloops from the Deathloop game. It's just cereal.
Yeah, it's a cereal. Which, I mean, someone would buy those.
G Fuel flavored as chili dogs with that Sanic meme. Sanic. Sanic. Where it's just like badly drawn Sonic.
Christ.
Dragon Ball Z House Flipper. I'm kind of into that. I want to refurbish Master Roshi's shitty house. You can actually... This is totally a DLC for House Flipper. Damn, I want to play... I kind of want to get House Flipper. So it's on sale. It's $12. Maybe I'll get it. What's up, Austin? Anything on here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going through them, and like I'm surprised at how many of these aren't just like we're making a visual novel jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which are like kind of the most boring thing you can do on April Fools. Like you have Blasphemous, which is like a 2D sort of Catholicism themed Dark Souls game. It's like, okay, for our April Fool's joke, we're gonna put spikes everywhere. Like
Nice.
There's a Screaming Sinners mode is what that was dubbed. Then you have stuff in Vermintide. You have Darksiders.
Yeah, I was about to say this fucking Darksiders ad, but they're Darksiders.
Yeah, Darksiders,
Darksiders,
like the drink. And like the one that I like I'm probably most fond of is the Bloodborne cart from the team that's like working on a sort of, I don't know if it's going to ever be a fully functional remake, but like is remaking Bloodborne in a way that it could work on like a original PlayStation.
Yo, this Bloodborne cart's looking pretty fucking PlayStation 1. Holy shit. When you drift, fire comes out of your trail. Like you have like it looks like a trail of oil whenever you drift, and it just will catch on fire at certain points.
Well, it's the skid marks from the wheels.
Yeah, skid marks. This is very funny, and I'm very into this.
Yeah. You are burning rubber.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that's interesting. There's some stuff happening. I guess a joke in Neverwinter is that you can be a chicken.
Yes. I think that's one of them. Remember a couple years back, I have the story on here from IGN, but PlatinumGames had an April Fool game called Soul Cresta that came out. It's like a what are those? Continuing the legacy of Moon Cresta and Terra Cresta.
It's like a bullet hell.
Yeah, where you're playing as a ship and you're flying.
Yeah, you're going like up an environment, and you're constantly dodging just an insane amount of projectiles from enemies.
Correct. Shooting stuff. Good times. I remember going to the McDonald's, and they'd have an N64 hooked up, and you played games that look like this on their N64, along with Dig Dug, everyone's favorite game. Indubitably. So that's cool. Yeah. I'm glad there's a couple good jokes coming out of April Fools.
Yeah, so jeez.
What's up?
Yeah, because this is like a project that they had teased beforehand.
Yeah.
The Soul Cresta. It was like they had teased something like Soul Cresta beforehand, and then the first time I think anyone had seen it was this April Fool's joke.
Yeah. Oh my god. I just hit something and it destroyed my ears. Yeah, so that's
don't
cool.
Do that.
Yeah, I hit the trailer and it was on full volume, which is always good. All right, now we're past the April Fools and the body pillows. Yeah, the first thing that's coming out is this. Sony has been talking about the PlayStation Store closure for PS3 games and PSP and Vita games. So we're getting a timing for it is July 2nd. And this is a big fucking bummer, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, they're closing the PS3 storefront and the storefront for the Vita.
Yeah.
Right, for the PlayStation Vita, which is...
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And this was, like, we first heard news of this, like, 2 weeks ago from a report by The Gamer. Right?
Correct.
And then, like, over, like, last week, Sony's like, yeah, we're shutting it down, everyone, so get what you want while you can, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You can still download stuff for who knows how long. But, yeah, you can't buy anything. Because I ran into this because I was trying to get the Ratchet and Clank collection and then Ratchet Deadlocked on PS3, because those are like the PS2 versions that run really well and look nice on HDTV. I could not... Okay, I loaded up my PS3 and I went into the store, and that store takes like forever to load because it's like old and janky. And then when you get into it and you search your games, my PS3 wouldn't let me buy anything from the actual store. I had to go to my phone, go to the website, and log into my PlayStation account and like buy them on the internet, and then I could download them later from... Like there's like a downloads page on the PS3 PlayStation Store you can download from. Then I guess some other people were having some problems, like getting... like numbered errors. These are like some like 8-digit errors. I guess a bunch of people were flooding in trying to download stuff. It's what I would presume happened to the servers.
Yeah, and like these specific error codes that we're getting sort of indicate like being unable to download software, right? So that is like an error that people are getting as they're trying to pull games or download games onto their system from like from the marketplace.
Yeah. And I have an article from Video Games Chronicles by Chris Scullion. I guess there's around about 2,000 digital-only games from PS3, PSP, and PlayStation Vita that you won't be able to download. About 630 Vita games, 730 PS3, PSN games, and then like 336 PS2 classics. There's a lot. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of PS2 games that are like between those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
some
like a
PS1
good amount
games.
of the PS3 was, a good amount of the PS3 life cycle was like putting these older games on like this system.
Which is wild because like a lot of those didn't transfer over. And I have a PlayStation Go as well, and that thing is digital only. So maybe I should, because I bought a new battery for it and replaced it like 2 months ago. So I guess I should put some games on, and all 16 gigabytes of that thing's memory card.
Yeah, Christ, yeah. Fill it up. Yeah, no, this is wild. I think like the best way I've heard anyone describe this was like, imagine if every independent movie from 2003 to like 2009 was suddenly unavailable to be viewed in any way.
Yeah. All right, give me here. Fill some air for me. My microphone stand is being a butt.
Yeah, and so like an event like this is just crazy in the sense that like there is so much of games history that is exclusive to this storefront that cannot be accessed, and we have no way of actually preserving these kinds of things outside of people downloading these titles onto systems with limited storage and also limited life capacities, and like, or through piracy. And piracy is something that the games industry has consistently cracked down on throughout its history. So this is insane. You're gonna lose a lot with this.
It's a big bummer, man. It's a big bummer. PS3 is one of my favorite consoles. Like a lot of my, mostly because that's what I was playing in high school and shit. But there's like a lot of games on that console I really like. That's why I bought an Xbox, man. Because I can still play a bunch of those stuff, and they let me get into the 360 and the original Xbox life cycle, and not all those games are coming through, but a majority of them are backwards compatible, and it's really cool.
Yeah, like we ditched backwards compatibility in such a real way at the start of the PS4, or like Sony did, and it's staggering to see this happening to this entire catalog. I mean, it's not necessarily that surprising considering the attitude that like Jim Ryan has shown towards older games in the past.
Yeah, I think there was some. I think I know the quote you're talking about. There was some Jim Ryan thing where he was at a Gran Turismo event talking about why would people play these older games when we're making? Why would anybody play this? It's from some 2017 event.
Yeah, and that was before he was the CEO of PlayStation.
Here's the full quote. I was at the Gran Turismo event recently where they had PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games. And the PS1, PS2 games, they looked ancient. Like, why would anybody play this? I'm like, so those games are fucking bomb as fuck. I love those first four Gran Turismo games are cool as shit, man. Anyway, yeah, it's like the shit with the cell processor on the PS3, which is like still digging its own grave for Sony, like, what was it, since 2007, and closing down the Vita and stuff. It's wild to me. I'm guessing the Vita would have been like way more popular if like they had gotten that Monster Hunter exclusive. Because I remember watching the Vita really closely, being like, oh yeah, what game is going to come out for the Vita that's going to make me want this console? And it kind of never happened. Like, I was waiting for maybe a San Andreas Stories, which is like the Grand Theft Auto line of like mobile, or portable Grand Theft Auto games, or just a bunch of PS2 games to come out on Vita, which didn't really happen. We got like the Jack collection, we got the Ratchet collection, and we got the God of War collection for Vita, but like not really a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, the most high profile, I think, and I think this was a Vita game. The most like high profile Vita game I saw was probably like Peace Walker, right? Like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
That was a PSP game too.
Oh, is that PSP? Like base PSP?
That was a PSP.
Okay.
For Vita, they had like, when that console launched, there was like Uncharted Golden Abyss, which was the Order 1866 people, I think. If I'm
Ready at Dawn.
Ready at Dawn. And then there was like Persona 4 Q, or no, Persona 4 Golden, Gravity Rush, and there was like this kind of Monster Hunter-ish game called Soul Sacrifice a lot of people really liked. But yeah, besides that, I don't know, the Vita had a bunch of indie stuff you could play, and a bunch of smaller things, like I think Tearaway was where you would use the back touch screen to like move paper and stuff around on that game.
Yeah, Tearaway was like that originally released on the Vita.
Yeah,
and we talk about digital only, but like this is gonna make getting a hold of games that even had like a physical release really hard too, because now you can only find them through that physical release.
Yeah, like I was looking at like eBay, before I bought the digital collection for Ratchet & Clank, I was looking at eBay and people were trying to sell that 3-game set for like $100 and shit, and I was like, this is kind of why GameStop is kind of cool still, because they still sell PS3 games. I don't know if I saw any Vita games while I was there, but they definitely had PS3 and like 3DS games still.
Yeah, so if I do the thing that I always talk about wanting to do, but I'm never probably going to be able to do it, right? So like if I want to find a Demon's Souls for the PS3, like that's probably an available enough game that I can find it for like $20 still.
Yeah, I think
games like
I bought that for $20 on eBay as well.
But something like Gravity Rush for the Vita, like one of the first listings I see is like $45.
Yeah, that's kind
of a Vita copy of a Gravity Rush.
It's kind of a lot of money. Yeah, I'm seeing some Demon's Souls for about 20 to 25. Let me see this.
And even though like Gravity Rush was re-released on the PS4, like there is still a mode of play that is just exclusive to the fact that Vita is a handheld.
Yeah.
Right, like that form gives it a mode of play that you can't get on the PS4.
Yep, correct. Right. You can get the Japanese version of Gravity Rush for $24, but not the regular version. PAL version, yeah. Not a lot of version. I remember playing the demo for that and was like, this game is really cool. I should play this at some point on PS4 when it comes out.
It's a cool game.
Yeah, definitely.
Both of those games are pretty good.
I like cool movement engines in games. All right. A couple of the other games that were on here that I might download a couple of these is Infamous Festival of Blood, which is a Infamous 2 DLC with some weird vampires and like their version of New Orleans. See, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, has not been re-released on PS4 or PS5 yet, or like or Steam or anything. Let's see, Resident Evil Chronicles HD Collection, Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles. I don't know what those are.
So those are Wii exclusive, or at least they will be on July 2nd, like Wii exclusive rail shooters.
Oh, the Wii store is like dead too. Nintendo shot that thing. You can get the discs, yeah.
Because they were only digitally released on the PS3.
Yeah, those were like light gun games, that's right. Ratchet Deadlocked HD, yeah. That was Tokyo Jungle. Did you ever play Tokyo Jungle? That game was fucking pretty wild.
No, I never touched that.
It was like a survival game where you played it. For people who don't know, it was a survival game where you played a bunch of dogs and you ran around finding other animals. On PSP, Final Fantasy IV: The Complete Collection. This is like the 2D versions of that. Persona 3 Portable, which is a very good version of like Persona 3. Because, okay, in original Persona 3, you can't control your other party members. You can only control yourself, and they'll auto do it. But P3 Portable lets you control them, as well as be like a female protagonist, which usually happens on those re-release versions of the Persona games. Bunch of PS1 games that we probably aren't going to go back to. Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. Yeah. Bummer. PS1 games cannot be played on the PS3, and that's on the PS4, and that's very, very sad. And I wish they would do that. I remember that was one of my favorite parts of like being like a PSP and a PS3 owner, is that like they had a couple PS1 games that I would get that I used to play. Like, you can't play the original 3 Spyro games on PS3, but I have them on my PSP. Like, just the regular PSP, not even the Vita. And then, like, Toy Story 2 for the PS1 was a cool game. I went back and played. Wild. There's a bunch of Cyberpunk coming out. Do you wanna handle these two, Austin? As our Cyberpunk journalist, Austin Taylor, sorry.
Please don't do that.
I said journalist and then I said Walker by accident. Named guy from Waypoint Radio. All right, go for it.
Yeah, so the good folks at CD Projekt Red finally were able to get their 1.2 update out the door. And this comes with a insane list of fixes that I will not get into because we would be here all day. Just let it be known that these are a variety of like platform specific fixes, as well as miscellaneous bug fixes and like small things, and also just general like quest fixes, so that way you can like do the side quests that were often broken when you would go to where they're supposed to be in the base game. And also the threat of this game crashing every, say, hour and a half is no longer there. That being said, the game is still, like, this is still very much the game I played in December and January. Like, this is still a game where if you're driving to a location that's, like, a couple hundred meters away, you should probably pull over, like, 200 meters out and walk the rest of the distance, so in that way it loads by the time you get there. And you're not just standing in an empty environment waiting for the objective marker to come up on your HUD and, like, update the quest you're on. Like, nonetheless, it is significantly improved in most ways. Like, there's a very early side quest that you can get where you have to convince this cop to leave Night City, and one of the like first encounters I had with that quest was she could detect me through the floor, and
oh no,
because I couldn't stop moving, because like you get one of the ways that you can go about doing this quest is you can rent out a hotel room right underneath the one that she's currently renting out. And like the bug was that she could detect you through the floor, and she would just pull a gun out, and you couldn't hear her through the floor, but she would enter her alert state, and if you moved, because this is like part of the quest, is she'll pull a gun out and tell you to freeze. But like if you move, she'll just start shooting at the floor, and then you'll climb up to her floor and to her level, and she'll just start shooting you. So you fail that quest. That doesn't happen anymore, or it's like something that's listed in this novel of fixes that they've published. And so, you know, it's stuff like that. And I have friends who are sort of getting into this now because it's fixed enough. And I myself have started another sort of casual playthrough just to see. And it is better. It is still very much, again, like it's still very much a mess. And they're going to be working on this for, I imagine, the better part of like the next year and a half.
Yes, yeah, they got some work. I don't think it's up on what are they saying? The PS4 or Sony stores yet. Still waiting.
On what, the 1.2 update?
No, to be able to buy this digitally on the PlayStation Store. I think it's still taken down right at this moment.
Yeah, I cannot confirm that.
It's something I heard on a podcast the other day, but I think it's still down. And then the other story coming up is that CD Projekt Red is changing how it makes games after the 2077 launch. Thank God.
Sure.
Sure,
I mean,
maybe they'll do it.
Like these. Yeah, I just googled Cyberpunk on the PlayStation Store. It's still not up there. Or I searched it on the PlayStation Store, and I'm getting neon chrome stuff. These was similar promises were like thrown out when like The Witcher 3 came out and was a pretty buggy mess, right? Like not as bad as Cyberpunk, but like still pretty bad for consoles. And they said similar things regarding not overworking their employees and like kind of playing it close to their chest in regards to the marketing for their games. And they didn't. So like I'm not super optimistic about what their future plans for marketing games could be. Especially when like the majority of articles when they talk about this sort of thing, it's usually in like the context is like because fans were disappointed with the product and not like we completely overworked our staff and spent way too like long on a marketing budget and like pushing out builds that were never going to actually be representative of what the final game was.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't have high hopes in this company too much.
Yeah. Yeah, like the only I don't know. The only thing that would make me particularly optimistic is if we got like a news story saying that the current like directors of that studio resigned. I think there needs to be a huge shakeup in management before I'm going to take the studio at its word ever again.
Yeah. So, I still haven't played a bunch of Cyberpunk on the Series S yet. I got some stuff I'm playing right now, but I'll probably dip into it and do a playthrough at some point, and I can.
Well, there's still like
give you my.
You can wait for like the system optimization, right? Because they're gonna push out like Series X and Series S like optimized builds for Cyberpunk, updates for Cyberpunk at some point this year.
Oh yeah. I forgot about those. We'll see if it lines up. We'll see. I still got a Control to beat too. This is the next one. Excuse me. China busts the world's biggest video game cheating ring, seizing $76 million, along with luxury cars and valuable goods. This is something I kind of found last night, I think. And I thought this was pretty wild. They sell cheating software for Call of Duty and Overwatch. And let's see. Did they go into some? Yeah, we first opened the hotel and we caught 3 cheaters. And wow, the story's really short. Yeah, I guess it was just a cheating bust, which, hey, cracking down. Good on them.
Wild. Like this is I don't know. Something about the idea that there's an industry around like cheating in a video game is not surprising, right? Like it's not particularly surprising that we've created that kind of market. But it is baffling.
Yeah, I just didn't think it would be this big. Let's see. This isn't really, I guess it's kind of a news story, but that League of Legends Wild Rift came out for mobile games. This is like the League of Legends. It runs the same. The matches are about 20 minutes comparatively. But yeah, it's still 5-on-5. There's still 3 lanes. I haven't messed with this because I don't think my phone can run it. But I think this is interesting. This is a good way to get that game to people who like do enjoy this game. As we've seen with like the mobile market is like Fortnite, Genshin Impact, PUBG, I think Rocket League is on mobile. Yep. With they have like a 2D Rocket League that came out that's launching later this year. There's some stuff, man.
Yeah, this is, I don't, like if I was someone who like wanted to actively participate in the mobile market, like this would be the thing to like make me touch League of Legends, right? Like I have no interest in MOBAs generally. I remember when there's a Warhammer game that came out that was supposed to be like a sequel to like a series of RTSs, but just turned out to be a MOBA essentially.
Oh no.
That absolutely turned me off of like Warhammer games in general, specifically like the RTS market for Warhammer.
Is this Dark Nexus Arena?
I don't think it's Dark Nexus.
Could be Dark
Arena.
Nexus. I googled it, and this is the first thing that came up.
If I had Steam open, I'd tell you. I think it's not important, but yeah, just like the play of a MOBA has never interested me, and part of that is just the time commitment, and the idea that you could do a League of Legends battle in maybe 20 at the most is very appealing.
Yeah, that sounds way better. I remember getting into those pub matches, being like, oh, I can do 6 of these, and that's my day. That's 6 hours, 5 hours of my life.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
Couldn't be you. Summer Game Fest got announced for June 2021 and Day of the Devs. So that's cool. Very excited to see what's coming out there. It's being produced by I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine. I'm ready. Give me the Summer Game Fest, Austin. Probably digital event.
I am curious to like what do these digital events look like now that we've had a year to actually prep them, because when they started last year, I remember people being really disappointed when viewing them, as because when we talk about game showcases, everyone talks about the sort of the viewer experience of something like E3, and how much they enjoy to watch it, even though it is just a series of ads, essentially. And when sort of developers and events had to publish or had to pivot into these online-only events, people were relatively disappointed with the lack of, I guess, pizzazz in these events that had like suddenly had to completely change their plans within a 3-month period.
Yeah, like Keanu Reeves coming on a stage with fog and a blacklight, a backlight. Not gonna happen in a while. But yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty cool with the digital stuff. I know people are doing their Zoom calls where they're talking, and there's Phil Spencer's got a Samus helmet in his background, so Samus confirmed for Master Chief Collection. That's what's going on. Yep.
Yeah, but I'm interested in seeing like what we can get from these events now that we've have proper prep.
Yeah, I'm ready ready to see what's coming out of this in, what was it, June? Is that what I was saying?
Yep.
Yeah, June. Should be cool. What if this Sony MLB The Show 21 is just coming to Game Pass at launch, which is like coming from like those games being like multi-platform, which is kind of wild. This is the world we live in, Austin.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I don't follow baseball video games in any way, but I know MLB The Show is the big one, right? Like this is the one that I don't want to say like holds a special place in people's hearts, but is very well made as compared to I think 2K makes a baseball game.
Yeah, let me see what other
MLB
baseball
2K.
games are. Yeah, I think this is the one that's mostly only been on PlayStation. So it's coming to Game Pass. I think there was some stuff coming up about it before.
Yeah,
There's some news stories when it was going multi-platform.
Yeah, so this just seems. I mean, this is huge. Like, this is huge for this market in general. I don't imagine. I have no idea what the politics of baseball games are going to be in regards to like the sort of divide between who prefers 2K to the show. But I imagine a good amount of people might be dropping off of MLB 2K.
Yeah, I remember in February is when this multi-platform thing was announced from like I think MLB was pushing them to do it. And Sony's not publishing, like their name's not going to be the publisher on that Microsoft Xbox version, according to this Screen Rant story. But yeah, that's pretty wild. What else I got up here? This is my quickie before we bounce for the news. Is Monster Hunter Rise has sold as of Thursday last week is 1.3 million physical sales in 3 days, and I think that tops the Animal Crossing sales in Japan. So this is Japan only. I don't think this is the States, but yeah, people Japan's loving that Monster Hunter. Some of my friends are playing it at work. Some of my friends from high school are playing it. It seems cool. I might wait for some DLC or something, but this seems dope. I want to play this game really bad. I want to hunt some monsters. Good for Monster Hunter. Good on them.
Yeah. It's just it's interesting like how this game enters or is discussed post-World. I don't recall hearing much about this series' sales figures before World made such a splash. That is also probably me just not paying attention. Because I imagine Monster Hunter has been popular in very specific circles for a long time. Yeah,
Monster Hunter, before World, it was one of the best-selling games in Japan, and it would, move consoles. Like, it moved the 3DS, and it moved the PSP. I think one of the reasons the PSP stayed afloat is because some of those Monster Hunter games came out to that console. Like, they have, like... Some of those portable games were selling like 3 million copies back in the day when they were coming out in like between like 2007 and 2011. So, hey, good on them. Big in Japan, getting bigger here. Monster Hunter World 2 on PS5 and Series X. Probably going to happen. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it.
Can't wait to see the individual specks of dirt fly off of a monster when you hit it with a big hammer.
60 frames of monster spit hitting me in the face. Oh, I'm at some Nintendo partnered with some K-pop group for some Nintendo Switch promotion. It's just a bunch of glam photos and an advertisement. Oh my god, this is a 5-minute advertisement for... No, these are just pictures. These are just pictures. I'm watching this video someone put together, and it's just a slideshow. Oh, and then it's this guy going to Target talking about... This podcast's got to end, Austin. I can't... I want this Animal Crossing Switch... But I can't.
Don't worry. Well, okay. Well, we gotta go. Counter-Strike match fixing is so bad the FBI is getting involved.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Was that what I missed?
Well, I mean, there's still
shit. I forgot 2 news stories. Oh my god.
Yeah, we gotta finish up the list. people are betting on their own matches in Counter-Strike and then, fixing them, I guess.
PUBG Lite's shutting down, you guys. This is the free-to-play version from PC. It's shutting down. It's not going to be here anymore. It's not. Nope. Going dark April 29th. Not going to happen. It's already gone. All right, I'm at Travis23 Doyle on Twitter. You guys. It's all good. And
we got to shut it down.
We got to shut it down. Where you at, Austin? What's up?
Apparently. If you need to find me, I'm on my mobile. But no, you can find me on Twitter at @WW.
Yeah, let me put your phone number out real fast. All right, bye guys. I'm gonna tweet it. I'm gonna tweet your phone number later. Bye.
I will kill you.
Do it. Let's go.